Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to my Let's Play on the 1.17 Caves and Cliffs snapshot. We are currently on the 21W 14A snapshot, so that's where we are today. Alright, so here we are standing in front of this desert temple, and we rated this back in like episode 2 or 3, something like that, and it's really just been sitting here, and it seemed like such a waste to let it just sit here, so I decided to do something with it. We're going to turn this into a desert temple slash mob spawner. We're going to do one of the oldest mob spawners in the game. However, we're going to do something a little bit different with it, and they work a little bit better if you put an AFK platform way up above it. And we're going to try to make it look kind of cool. We're going to use water elevators. And so anyway, we're going to get it to be since the only real good source of XP I have right now is the spider farm, and since it's a double spider spawner, it does okay, but this will be a little bit better. Plus, since we haven't done a ton of cave exploring yet, I haven't found any like zombie spawners or skelly spawners, so we're kind of light on some of the drops that we need as well, and this is going to solve that problem. Okay, so the first thing I did, I just placed a few chests in here, and the placement of them is important, and you'll see why in just a moment. But here, let's have a look at the things. I don't have much in my inventory right now, but here's what we're going to need. Now, we probably won't need all of this, so we'll take another look at this inventory when we're done and see what we used. You don't have to use black glass, but I've got the squid spawning right out in front of my above ground base there, so it was easy for me to get lots of black dye, so I think the black will look cool. You can use clear glass, be fine. You really only need 2 water buckets for this, and I don't need the black glass yet. We will need those, and yeah, so we'll need some hoppers, and this chest over here, this is going to be used to start the pillaring up, and we're gonna fade it into the deep slate cobblestone as we go higher. It's going to look pretty cool, I think. And let's see, we'll get a couple of variants in there. And then this chest has a lot of this. We're going to need these 4 slabs right off the bat. And then we're just going to need a bunch of this. And we can throw in some tough as well. Okay, and then for the first round, we're going to need, let's see, we probably won't need this many tough. We probably won't need this many trapdoors either. I didn't do the math. I think we only need either 32 or 64 trapdoors. I don't recall off the top of my head. Actually, we'll just bring the... I know we don't need more than 64. So this is what we got. I could, if I needed room, I could probably get rid of... I don't need all these tools right now. I will need at least 1 pickaxe on me. Certainly don't need silk touch. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to store some of these over here right now because we really are not going to need them while we're building this, and that'll allow us to have a few more of these blocks in our inventory here so we can get as far as possible. Okay, so first thing you want to do is, so we're gonna build the collection system right here, and this is kind of strategic here how we're doing it. So let's go ahead and get some hoppers down. If you notice, so I built these chests so that they're in line with this opening going this way, but the first chest starts in line with this block here, the first colored block. All right, so we're going to come over here and start placing some hoppers. Okay, then come up 1 more level, and we're going to offset these chests a little bit. Okay, once we get 3 high, we need 1 more layer. Okay, I had to make a couple more chests real quick and a couple more hoppers because we need to go 1 more layer of chests here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do another hopper on each one of the end of these chests. Very good. Then we need 1 more layer of chests up there. So we're going to run up top one level of this pyramid for that, because that'll make it easier. Okay, and then we need to put these chests in right over here, so it's going to put them nice and snug in the corner. Okay, once you get that, now we need a hopper on top of each one of these. Okay, slabs go on top of each hopper. Okay, so you want these to be, you know it's right when the top of this slab is like eye level, right? So this is where the feet of all the mobs are going to be, and you want to be able to take swings at them nice and easy. Okay, so now we got to close up the floor. And we'll just use the sandstone so it matches real well. Okie doke. And now we need to put down a couple of temporary blocks. We need to do temporary blocks here. I'm going to use the tough just because they break nice and easily. All right, and then on top of that, we're going to start with these sandstones. Okay, so now we can break out the tough blocks, and we want to complete a ring all the way around this thing. Okay, there we go. So now we got to get up on top of here so we can continue up. So this is your platform here. You could do another kind of block here as this initial ring, and that would be just fine as a differentiator, and we may do that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and leave that. So let's see. What's the best way to get up here? We can climb up there. Yeah, we'll just climb up there from the outside. Okay, some of these are going to need to get broken away. We'll break that one away. Just make it easy for us to see. Okay. Now this is the first level here. So this is at level 72. And so we need to add 20 more levels to this. So we're going to go up to 93. That's when we'll know that we're high enough. So we got to build this up to level 93. And as we go, we're going to start to vary the blocks. But in the meantime, we want this to be a solid columns because we don't want any mobs getting trapped on anything on our way down here. So we got to go up to 93. So the first few levels, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it all sandstone, and then at some point we'll start mixing in some blocks and changing the tone up. So for instance, let me get some cobblestone in my inventory. So for instance, I'll start with, let's see, where's the front of there's the front. So I'll start with maybe a cobblestone in the corners, and then we'll finish the rest of the row with sandstone. Oh yeah, incidentally, as you're building this, we're going to go up, and then we'll be pretty high up. And the way we're going to get down initially is this desert temple happens to be near a body of water. So when I build the bottom of the platform up there, I'll be able to jump off and right into that water. If you don't have a desert temple, and also you don't have to build this spawner on a desert temple. I just happen to be doing so. But whether you have a desert temple or not, if you don't have a body of water next to it, because you might not be able to carry enough blocks to finish the entire thing with one try, you're going to want to, if you don't have a natural body of water, go ahead and create a little, a little 4x4, little block of water you can jump into to get down. Okay, so what do we got? So what's going on here? I did this too skinny. Okay, so that's what we did. Yeah, there you go. I'm glad I caught that now. Yeah, we need to keep this a 4x4. Okay, we'll place a little bit of tuff down, and we'll do the rest with sandstone. Starting to get dark, but we're going to be okay up here. And so if you're near a village or anything, make sure it's lit up real nice and well protected, so you don't have to worry about stuff getting damaged or killed or destroyed that you don't want. So my particular strategy is when I'm building this up, the first thing I'll do is place the lighter block on top of the darker blocks I did, and then I'm going to start going a little bit heavier with the tuff, and then at some point we'll start working in the deep slate as well. So here I'm going to go ahead and put a deep slate on top of that one. Maybe this one. There you go. So we're starting to transition it into a darker color. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and build this, and you can kind of see as I go, I'll speed it up a little bit so that you don't have to sit through an entire, this is a pretty boring tunnel otherwise, but really what we're doing is we're just introducing, we're making it transition into darker stones as we go higher. Okay, so here we are, we're up at level 93. There you go. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to start building, we're going to go 8 additional blocks off, 1 from each side of this square. Okay, and then at the end of that 8, go ahead and start a little perimeter wall. So that's going to leave us with 8 interior blocks since we started with 1 here. So when we place a bucket of water here, it'll end right at the edge right there. Okay, so now we need to do this at the edge of each one of these squares. And you did notice a moment ago, occasionally a spider will climb this wall when you're working out here overnight. And so just be ready for that. Maybe a good idea is you don't really need your armor on for this. Maybe you just, make sure you set your respawn point down there and take all your armor off so that if you get knocked off of this thing and killed because you're working on it at night, you won't lose anything and you respawn right down there. Or, just jump off and sleep when it starts getting dark. Okay, there you go. So I got all 4 arms off. Now we just need to go out and complete this and make this one big giant square. So we're just going to fill it all in. All right, so I fell off this thing and then got swarmed by all the mobs that were out here. So I'm picking up all my stuff. But so this will give us a chance to go ahead and get some additional blocks on us since I made that faux pas up there. Incidentally, I'll if you want to watch a tutorial on where I got the idea to put the observation deck above what we're ultimately going to build, I'll put that in a link as well so you can see this thing being built uninterrupted. Okay, so I think I got everything back. All right, let's go pick up some more blocks. Okay, so here we go. So now we got 4 of these little channels. We're going to put water in each one of them. And the other thing we have to do is we have to put the trapdoors in. So the purpose of the trapdoors is so that when the mobs are walking around up here, they see these as full blocks and they step into these channels. So for now, we're going to put these in and we're going to leave them open. And it'll be a good way for us to walk across these channels while we're getting all the trapdoors in. Perfect. Let's get some more water. So we can walk over to the edge here. We'd see the water is running up to the edge, but it's not running over, so that is perfect. All right, so now the next thing we got to do is we have to remove that water source because we're done placing water, and we don't want to leave this in place. We'll fill it before we break it out because we don't want water running all over the place here. Okie doke. Now I took a risk and I was sleeping up here to keep mobs from spawning down there. The problem with that is now I have to take my bed up because I'm going to close this area in, and now I won't have a respawn point. So if I fall off this thing again and die, I'm going to go back to original spawn, and that's quite a ways away. Okay, before we start building up our wall, we're going to go ahead and make sure all these trapdoors are open. All right, Everything's open, water's in place. This platform on this level is completely finished. Now, we already have a wall 1 block tall all the way around. We need to get this 2 blocks tall, and then the 3rd block high will be a ceiling. That way, the interior dimensions is only going to be 2 blocks so that no Endermen can spawn in here. And we don't want to be dealing with Endermen in our farm here because they will complicate things. So there's 2 blocks, and then that's where the ceiling goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this wall and ceiling up. Okay, again, so now you have a choice to make if you want to make this a perfect square. You're really not going to see this except when you're up in the AFK room, so I'm not going to waste the blocks, so I'm going to remove that one. And then I'm going to remove this one. And the only part that's going to be the ceiling is the interior part of it. And that'll save, I don't know, about 70 or 80 blocks, something like that. Okay, so we have our ceiling on. Now the actual spawner part is done. Now you want to torch this thing up because, you know, at night things will start spawning up here, and you're going to need to be able to run across this surface as you're getting up and down from your AFK area. So we'll just torch this up a bit. All right, so we're going to go up about, we want to go up, we'll probably go up about 90, somewhere between 90 and 95 blocks up, and that's where we're going to put our AFK area. I'm going to leave this bed here for now. Now I'm just going to look for, let's see, where was that little tower? Okay, so there's a tower. I pilled it up. Normally, if I hadn't fallen off this thing and died and had to go down, I would just jump off this side into the water. But the next step is we're going to build our little water elevator to help us because we're going to be able to get up here easily. So we're going to build a little water elevator real quick. That won't take us long. Alrighty, yeah, now some of the mobs that I'm hearing could be coming, you know, the spawner is going to be slowly working right now because we don't have our observation deck up there, but let's go ahead and see what's coming in there for the moment. Yeah, so we got a few guys in there. Now here's the thing about this one. You don't want to get too close because if you get too close, they can see you and then they'll start attacking you. So you stand back just a little bit and then you can take them out. That's right. So I have to put glass blocks there so that these top chests will open. Okay, so we'll deal with that later. Okay, so we got to decide where we're going to put the bubble elevator. It just so happens that the edge of that roof, if I were to build a column right here, a bubble column straight up, it would land perfectly right there on the edge of that. So that's what we're going to do. So now we're going to need a bunch of glass, some soul sand, some kelp, and a couple water buckets. All right, so I've grabbed some soul sand and some kelp, and now we just need to get a bunch of glass. Okay, very good. So we're going to go out here, and this is where we'll go ahead and break out a couple of blocks. And that's going to be the frame around our soul sand elevator. So there's going to be soul sand in there, but first we have to tower up with these blocks. We're going to put a bucket of water here so we can just jump back down every time once we get up there for now. So we have to build this up to the top. Okay, now we'll just jump back down. Try not to miss the water. Okay, we're going to need some signs as well. I'm going to just build up a little wall so I can't fall off the edge of this thing. All right, we need to get a torch up here anyway so that mobs aren't spawning up here on us. Okay, so now temporary blocks there, permanent block there. Okay, so we're going to lose 2 pieces of glass because I don't have my silk touch pickaxe on me. And we just got to pillar the rest of the way up here. All right, yeah, so this needs to be closed off, otherwise water is going to run off. Okay, so I'm going to place temporary block there. Finish closing that in. All right, I need to get the rest of the way up there. All right, this is a little bit of a backwards way of doing it because I forgot to do it first time we're up there, but we're going to go ahead and place our water block and then dig our way down. Let's go up and get a breath. Okay, so all the water is streaming down, being held in by the signs. So now we're going to start, we got to turn all these water blocks into source blocks, and you do that with kelp. So we just hop in here, and we pillar up planting some kelp on our way up. This way is not too bad at all, even without respiration, because it's not that far, so you can get up here without drowning. All right, so now we're going to hop back down. Okay, and we'll break the kelp. And we will put our soul sand block in there. And those will all convert. There you go. And now I just got to place my signs here so that the water keeps or quits rolling off the ceiling there. There we go. Now the water is nice and contained. And I'll go ahead, in case we're ever up here after not sleeping, again, no temporary blocks. Well, we'll use glass. What the heck? I just need to jump up here real quick and put a ceiling on this thing. And there you go. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll put a down elevator right next to it. Now, I could use a magma block at the bottom, and it'll create a bubble flow going down instead of up. But quite honestly, if I just put a tube so that I can't deviate and one spot of water down there at the bottom, it's a much faster down elevator. So that's what we're going to do. So now to get down, now I'll just jump down the way I normally would have. All right, so let's see where we're going to want to break out here. Probably replace this with a stair. That'll make it easier. And we've got some sandstone to play with here. So we're just going to extend this wall out just a little bit. There you go. The rest we'll do with glass. Let's go ahead and dig this out. All right, now we're going to pillar up with some glass, and this will be our down elevator. This is how we get down. Okay, here you go. So that's how we get up. And I'll make a little bit more of a guardrail over here. And this is how we get down. Okay, perfect. Let's top off our glass, and then we'll start building the observation deck. Okay, and for this, we're going to need a whole bunch of glass. I'm not sure exactly how much, but we'll take everything we can carry. Looks like that's all the glass we have. That should be plenty. One soul sand block and a bunch of kelp and some water, and that'll get us, we'll go ahead and take 2 full buckets. We should only need 1, but just in case. All right, so we're going to build this roughly in the center. It doesn't have to be perfect in the center. And again, we're just going to pretty much do what we did over here. But this time we're going to go a bit higher. So we're at 96. So if we did, let's just make the math easy and do 94 on top of that. So that'll get us to 190. So we're going to go up to a level 190. That'll put us up high enough where a lot of mobs will be spawning on here. We won't have interruptions. So let's go ahead and we're going to because we don't want to break any blocks out of here. All right, so we'll put our... I don't know if you can plant kelp directly in soul sand. I think you can, but just to avoid a little bit of headache, I'll put a temporary sand block right there. All right, so that's where we're going to go up, and then you know what we should do? We should make it uniform. Since on this side the down elevator is on the left, we'll make that the down elevator. And there you go, down elevator complete. All right, we're going to need to move that torch. Okay, this is where we'll plant our sand so we can plant our kelp. All right, so now we just got to go up to level 190. Okay, so here we are at 190, and I'm just going to build myself out a little platform to stand on. We don't need a ton of room up here, but we do need some. All right, we'll see if we're going to make that any bigger. For now, let's jump back down so we can start the water column process. Let's have a quick sleep. Monsters nearby. Oh, yeah, there's monsters right under us, so we can't sleep here. That's okay. We've got to now pillar on the front columns of these so water can't get out. We might, some spiders might climb up here. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe I gotta put some more torches. Okay, got a little platform built up here. It's really hard to see because it's nighttime out, but finish a little ceiling on this. We do want a ceiling on here because if we're out here for days, phantoms will eventually be after us. So this way, no phantoms can get us. We just got our little platform here. And now, if memory serves, this, of course, yeah, this is the down. So I put signs on the wrong side because this is going to just be where we jump down. So we don't need any signs here. This is the side that the bubble elevator is going to come up. So this is the side. Man, it's like an optical illusion. This is the side where we need the signs. Okay, fantastic. Let's just jump back down and start working our water up. Ah, yes, we have one more face to put up here. Maybe we should try to go sleep real quick. All right, there you go. So we've slept. Now we have a respawn point. So if something happens, I don't respawn way back at the original spawn point. Okay, let's see if there's anybody inside. We just don't want any creepers blowing up on our thing here. I need to really torch this area up good around here because we're going to be up here for extended times. Okay, so we need to build one more wall. One more glass wall. The face of one, anyway. So we need to build the the face of the jump down tower here. We probably don't really need to as long as we're careful, but do we have the glass? Yeah, we have the glass, so we might as well do it. All right, so this is the last, this is the face of it, so we'll close this in just to keep us safe when we're jumping so we don't veer out away from the water and splat ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to see once we get to the top platform now because it's daytime as well. Okay, so it's time to start now. I think I lost my sand. Let's do a quick little test. And let's see if we have a little bit of water, if we can plant the kelp right on the soul sand. All right, we need a couple of signs. All right, I'm going to run down. I need 2 more signs. Okay, there's going to be a water column here, so we need some signs. All right, now the water won't be able to run out. Okay, great. Put a water bucket there. Can we? Yeah, we can plant right on this. Okay, fantastic. So let's collect this. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would go to the top, place 1 water bucket, come down here and kelp my way up, and then come back down, break the kelp, and then we'd have, as long as we have our soul sand, we'd have a bubble column. The problem is, I don't have respiration or underwater breathing. So this is such a long way up. Now I've done it and I just barely made it, but just in case, I'm going to show you a way to do this, and in case you didn't already know, where you don't, where you can kind of do this as you go. And you may already know how to do it, and or you may be able to surmise, but at any rate, this is what we do. So we get in here, place a water bucket up as high as we can, and then we start our kelp. Now, the thing is, you won't be able to collect the water bucket there automatically. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to try just to break the top one, just so you don't lose too much ground. If you break more than the top one, it's no big deal. You'll just lose a little bit of ground. Now you can collect the water back up. And so now we place the water bucket as high as we can, and we kelp up. Okay. Break the top one, collect some water. Place a bucket, and place our kelp. Okay, and we're just going to do this until we get all the way to the top. All right, there we go. So we've made it to the top. So let's go down and break that kelp. All right. Okay. So now we have our upside and our downside. That should shoot us right to the top. Okay, if I extend this out one more, let's do I have the glass? I don't really have the glass. What I'll do in the future is I'll extend this corridor out one more block so that the signs will be on this block, and then I'll have a little platform. Then the water can start to flow this way, and it'll actually push me up. It's not really a big deal. I mean, you can walk out yourself. But it's kind of nice just to be pushed out onto the platform. Okay, so here we are. We got a heck of a view. So we did light the top of the platform up. We do need to light up around the perimeter of the desert pyramid so that while we're up here, nothing is spawning. Maybe we'll put a little wall so that anything that does spawn spawns outside of it. Maybe it'd be cool to put a little underground tunnel that runs under that river and back to our base over there as well. That would be pretty cool. All right, I slept up here just to make a day. I'm going to leave my bed here for now, so in case anything happens when I go down there, I don't die. I want to go down there and light up the area around a little bit more. Then we're going to clear out the mobs that are in there. Then we're going to come up here and do, I'll like AFK up here for like 10 minutes, and we'll see what kind of mobs we get. I can't get over there because my bed's in the way. Shoot, I think I heard a creeper blow up. I think he was right outside on this side. He walked in there. Yeah, he didn't damage our platform, thankfully. Alright, creeper blew up and damaged my... Oh, shoot. Blowing up my desert pyramid. Alright. So I put a little fence around it, just, you know, to help with the mobs. The mobs were, some creepers were getting in and starting to blow up the pyramid, so I had to slow that down. I just spammed some torches now. I'll do some nice lanterns and some decorating. This episode's running pretty long, so we're going to get down to the functionality of it. The construction is all done, so we have our original temple. There's the column where all the mobs fall. There's where the mobs spawn. That's how we get to that level, and then that glass tower there gets us up to our AFK. All right, so now let's test it. Let's see what kind of spawn rates we are going to get out of this thing. And like I said, the spawn rates out of this are much better than the ones where you build the whole thing up a little bit and you stand at the bottom here and you AFK. Being farther away from there, a lot more mobs spawn. So I've went ahead and I've emptied these chests here, and I don't think there's any mobs waiting for us in the chamber. Nothing there. Okay, so we're starting with 0. Let's go ahead and let's go on up to the top. All right, next trip. And I did extend this platform a little bit, so it kind of pushes us out a little bit, and we have a little bit more room up here. All right, there we go. And I haven't tested yet whether, if the nights come, if I sleep, if that impacts how much they're spawning at all, one way or the other. So I will test that and get back to you. But at this point, I'm going to AFK for 10 minutes, and then we're going to go down there and check and see what kind of results we get. Okay, be right back. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. It's dark. I have not slept yet. I'm taking a look down there. I don't see a lot of mobs spawning, but I'm going to go ahead just so I don't blow up the temple. I'm going to sleep right now. All right, and also during that time, I moved so I could take one row of this center column out. I moved the sign over to that side, and so now we have a little more room up here. All right, let's hop down and let's see what kind of results we get here. Okay, so right now my sword is fully charged. All my armor is fully charged, so any experience we get will go to us. We're at level 19. All right, I'm just going to be careful and have a look around real quick, see if there's any mobs that we have to worry about coming in there and blowing up our room. Just going to have a look around real quick. Now, those mobs, there's a bunch of them walking around up there, so they're going to continue to fall for just a little bit after we come down. All right, I don't really see any. And all I did with this wall, I just put the cobblestone brick wall up, and then every once in a while I left a one space gap, and then I put a spruce fence post in there. Mobs can't seem to figure out how to get through that because it's not a full block. Yeah, we can wiggle our way through there. So I don't see any mobs walking around inside the walls here, so we should be safe to. I just don't want them blowing up my glass tower either. We should be safe to pay attention to what's going on with our little collection system. Okay, so here we go. We're starting out level 19, and let's see what we get. Okay, so we got 3 levels out of that, and it seems like the trickle is stopped, so let's go down and let's see what kind of drops we've got. All right, so another guy. Okay. All right, not too bad for 10 minutes. Now, the other thing I got to do here, I'm not going to do this today, but I'm going to make it so that we don't have to necessarily go outside to get from the lower level where the chests are to this level here. But we won't worry about that today. I'll probably put some. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to need iron doors because we got the fence. I'll make it look nicer, though. I'll replace the torches with lanterns, and probably I think that the color scheme of the glowstone lights would probably work really good in here. So I did bring some of those back from another, but this ran so long, I'll probably put some glowstone lighting in here and get rid of the torches and do that sort of thing and make it look nice. But at any rate, so we've got a pretty cool farm here, and I think it makes the desert temple look pretty cool. I don't know, man. It almost looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that movie Independence Day, where the spaceship came down and hovered over everything, and then big beam of energy comes down and blows stuff up. But at any rate, pretty cool looking. That's a pretty high tower there. A lot of glass you're going to need. If you did this graduation in color a little more even, a little slower, it'd probably look even better. But I think that looks pretty darn cool. All right, guys, thank you so much. I think that's going to do it this time, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. And boy, I would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel and dropping a like on the video. And that's it for this time. We will see you next time. See you in the next one. Bye-bye now.